I want to create a new segment, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a segment that's exaggeratedly longer. Okay, so I know that I'm going to build from this, from point D. I'm going to build my segment. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I want to find what half of AB is. Well, to find half of AB, I'm going to use this shortcut tool, the special tool, perpendicular bisector. I can either select distance AB or just the segment AB, select in the middle. Okay, and when I find the point that it intersects, for me it's point F. This distance from A to F is my 1/2 AB. So I want to duplicate that distance onto my construction. The way I will do that is use the compass. I'm going to set my compass so that it's measured the distance A to F. And I want to create a circle at point D that has that distance. So if I label this intersection, so my distance now, DG, is equal to what my 1/2 AB was. Right? So questions on that portion of it? Okay, so what I did right here was I've now established my 1/2 AB. So from this running total, so building off of point G, I want to duplicate BC twice. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure with my compass tool the diameter BC, or the radius BC, and I'm going to build that off of G. When I plot that here, this intersection, GH, is now my distance BC. Okay, so there's one of my BCs. Okay, and I need one more BC to go, so I'm going to do the same thing again. Build my radius BC from H, mark that off, and if I were to confirm HI, so now what I have right here from point D to point I have a distance that is 1/2 AB right here, plus 2 BCs, and so D to I is my final answer. So starting with the segments. Okay, so I'll probably go a little bit faster here, but I'll try to explain each step carefully. All right, so the first step is I know I'm going to want a segment that is exaggeratedly long enough to account for or accommodate this whole measure, 1/2 AB plus 2 BC. If I have to move it around later, I can. That's fine. So I start right here. So I'm going to build off of point D. My first distance is 1/2 AB. Okay, so I'm going to use my special tool. I'm going to find my perpendicular bisector, just select the segment. And so what I can see here is here's my midpoint F. And if I want to designate my distance 1/2 AB, I can go to my compass tool, set my radius of the compass to AF, and I'm going to draw my circle at point D. So this intersection right here at point G, so DG is equal to AF. So I'm going to measure that to confirm. AF and BF are equal, so I know that F's my midpoint. And then I confirm that GD is also that same length, 4.28 for this. Right. Next, I'm going to build off of this point G. I'm going to continue to duplicate 2 segment BCs. Well, segment BC I can duplicate by taking the compass, setting it as the radius BC, and I'm just going to build it off of G. So here's one. So that distance from G to H is equal to BC, and if I do it one more time, from B to C is my radius off of point H, I get this final point I. I to H is also the distance BC, which I'm going to confirm here. Oops. So from B to C is a distance of 4.43, 4.43, 4.43. So I confirmed what I have right here from point D to point I is I have 1/2 AB plus 2 BCs. Okay, so my total distance from D to I is my calculated value, or is the calculation I was looking to illustrate.